Okay, so I am here at Vandology. I'm here with Lisa Michaels. How are we doing today?
I'm doing well, thanks.
And I'm here with Peter VanDuzer. How are we doing?
Good. Hi, Bruce.
Good. Well, so you are the co-founders of Vandology. So I'm going to start with you, Peter. Tell us what Vandology is.
So Bandology is an organization that promotes, supplies, and advocates for more music for more kids. Lisa and I met several years ago volunteering at a local high school supporting their music departments, and we kind of found out that it seemed like the kids were cool and kind of amazing. And so we were motivated and energized by that, and we did a little bit of research to find out whether that was a common occurrence. And it turns out that there's a lot of studies that support the value of music for kids and their success academically and socially.
And then Lisa, this is a camp we're at today. How often do you put on these camps?
So we run an annual camp. This is our third annual camp. It's a week-long day camp every summer.
Okay. And then what's your background in music? Were you a musician? Do you just have a love of it like I do? How do you get into a band camp?
I always say I'm a music parent, and people go, "You're more than a music parent." Sure, I played clarinet for 5 years in high school way back when. I'm actually in an award-winning a cappella course right now. But it's all about what I saw in my kids. My kids went through music classes. They worked in wind ensembles and concert bands and choirs, and then they sort of had future success in other things. And as Peter said, it's all about realizing that music makes kids smarter. They learn all those transferable skills that make them more successful. Collaboration, teamwork, time management, focus, organization, all of that is of incredible value throughout their lives.
And so it's only once a year you put on this week-long camp, right? And what have you found from the students? How have you seen that change them? Like, do you have returning students where you can see that change?
We absolutely do. So our camp is for kids who've had a year of instrumental music, which in Halton could be grade 6 or grade 7. So it's for kids from grade 7 to 12. So in our first year, we had a lot of nervous kids, a lot of kids who came on their own and were really quiet in the corner. They weren't talking to anybody, but by the end of the week, they've made all these new friends. And we have one particular camper who came back 2 years in a row. She came back the second year. We heard from her mom. She went into high school. She had gone into grade 9, all nervous. Turns out she was in the concert band, the jazz band, the junior concert band, the pit band, was in rugby and swimming and did all these amazing things, was in the Halton Honor Band. And just this year she's come back as a mentor, and she's just bright and full of life. And I feel like music has had a role in sort of bringing her out of her shell and making her into this amazing young woman.
Music is amazing. Peter, what's your background in music? You just kind of got on board, or?
Well, I, like Lisa, I played in the high school band when I was younger, and a little bit after that in some local community bands. But mostly, I see the value. I couldn't carry a note if my life depended on it. I don't play any instruments at all now. I watch these kids. I watch my own kids and what it's meant in their lives, and it's just an amazing thing. And one of the things, just to go back to Lisa's comments on camp, we've roughly doubled our registration each year, and we have about a third of the campers are returning each year. And this year, for the first time, we have a paid staff that we're able to get with the support of the federal government, and they're running it. And camp is now taking on. Band camp has a culture now after 3 years, and it's super cool to watch. And these kids, as Lisa was saying, who were young, shy, introverted, are out there and they're doing it. They're really making it happen. It's very exciting.
Well, considering the camp is going on right now and you two are standing in a separate office with me, I'm assuming you are not teaching or instructing this. So who is instructing the band camp downstairs?
So to make camp really worthwhile, we bring in professionals. So every year we've had a professional come in and be our music director. This year we have David Lum, who is a teacher, an award-winning teacher with the Agincourt Collegiate, one of the best band schools in Canada. He also teaches at York University in the evening. So he's our main conductor. And then we have different people coming in. So tomorrow morning, on our Wednesday morning, every Wednesday morning, we have sectionals. So we have professional working musicians or music educators coming in, and they sit with the flutes and the oboes and the clarinets and the saxophones and whatever, and they spend the entire morning one-on-one with those kids. And then we have other conductors come in. We have a composer coming in tomorrow afternoon. We have other activities, including things like a drum line. We have this year visitors from the community. So all the other amazing music groups in Halton, the OSYO, High Rendition Jazz, all of those groups are going to come in and talk about what they do in the community, what other outlets there are for students during the school year.
How well do the students have to play to get into this camp? Do you have to be kind of a accomplished for a kid, right? Do they have to know how to play already?
We don't audition in any way. We say you have to have a year of musical instrumentation. So that's either grade 6 or grade 7, depending on your school. If you've played that instrument, trombone or saxophone, for a year, come on in. There are some kids with limited experience, and they'll improve. And there's some kids who start higher and they'll improve. But really, we're looking for a progression. We're not looking for a certain skill level. By the end of the week, even today, even this morning, on a second day in, they are doing really well. By Friday afternoon, it's going to blow the doors off this place.
Now, how is it like the movie? What's that movie where the rock this way or whatever it's called, where the teacher has to take them to a concert? Is it like that where they'll do a concert Friday afternoon?
Well, they're going to do a concert Friday afternoon, and I think this year is going to be bigger and better than last year, which was bigger and better than the year before. But as Lisa said, it's not so much about being necessarily bigger and better. It's about the kids' progress. And in fact, this year, the band is sounding so good, we're contemplating adding a second component to camp next year where we'll have a sort of more of an introductory camp level. So we might be running 2 camps concurrently, I hope, here at the same facility because it's really been great.
So what happens outside of the band camp, like the rest of the year? How are you promoting you're going out, you speak at conferences and you go to the schools, but can people come and play within your organization?
Yeah, so we have what we call Play a Gig program, which was initially developed by one of our staff last year, and it gives an opportunity for young musicians to play in public, and not necessarily as headlining on a stage, but they might be, a group of vendors or families at a community garage sale, for instance, so they can play in a very safe, non-threatening kind of environment. We had an event last year at a sort of an outdoor art show. And we had about 40 different kids playing from grade 6 through to second or third year of university. We had a rock band, a jazz band. We had this one young man playing the flute of limited skill. But he had a chance to stand out there and play 2 or 3 pieces, and people were thrilled to see him. And it was just a great opportunity for kids to get out and do that in public. And we've had 12 or 15 events this year where we've had kids going from Mississauga through into Hamilton. So it's really expanding.
That's amazing. So how do we find out more about people? There's someone right now watching at home and they're going, I want my kid in that program. How do we get there?
Well, come to bandology.ca. Ask us about next year's camp. Ask us to come and play a gig, whether it's in your school or in your local organization. Ask Peter and I to come talk to your parent council at school. We will come in for 10 minutes and we will sell you on the value of music education so you can help advocate for it at your school. Your kids will be smarter if you're in music.
Do the kids have to have instruments?
No, we have access to some preferential rental arrangements with Long and McQuaid and a couple other places. So, and I have a house full of instruments that always show up at band camp. So if there's ever a need, I wanted to point out that we are a nationally registered not-for-profit, and we have support from the Oakville Arts Council and, as I said earlier, the federal government. Which allows us to have the great staff that we're having this year and expand our program. We also have, in terms of supporting school programs, we have very well-developed documentation and programs that people can follow to build support for their local or their school's music program in a time when those schools are doing more with less. We have a set of, I don't know what the word is, a set of programs that can help you help your own music programs.
Well, that's great. Well, listen, congratulations and thank you to both of you because I've got a very big passion for music, and I believe it's something that I wish I had pursued it more past high school. I was a drummer in high school, and I wish now I'd gone. But it's left a lifelong passion. Like, I love music to this day, all kinds of music. So I think it's really important what you guys are doing, and it's making us smarter.
To registration at camp.
Come
next year.
I'm gonna go play drums.
Yeah, I usually play this afternoon.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Good job.